Tunic tops are known as high-length t-shirts are a crowd's favorite. They are a comfortable addition to any woman's wardrobe and can be paired off with either jeans, leggings or skirts. If you are keen to learn how to stitch one, this video is for you. We are going to cut the fabric basis the template. Join the front and back pieces together by stitching the shoulders. Cutting a bias strip and using it to finish the neckline. Finishing the side seam and hemming the sleeves and the bottom. You will need 2 meters of fabric of 45 inches width for the tunic top, 1/4 meter of fabric for the neck facing bias strip, template for the tunic top which you can download from our website www.ushasew.com, water soluble marker, scissors, measuring tape, scale, matching threads and beaded pins. Step 1. Template marking and cutting. Take any fabric of your choice. Open it completely and lay it right side up on the table. Now fold 1/4 of the cloth like shown in the video. While folding, keep in mind to align the pattern together. In our case, we are matching the lines with each other so that the pattern looks seamless even when folded. Place the front piece of the tunic template downloaded from www.ushasew.com over it. Ensure that you place the on-fold side correctly. Pin the template in place with some beaded pins. While pinning, ensure that the pin goes through both the layers of the fabric. After you are done, take a water-soluble marker and trace the template over the fabric. Trace all the sides and then unpin the template. Grab a pair of scissors and proceed to cut the front piece out. Keep that piece aside and fold the remaining fabric. Match the lines of the fabric and ensure the pattern is seamless. Next, place the back piece of the tunic template over the fabric and pin it in place with some beaded pins, like we did for the front piece. Take a marking pen and trace the template over the fabric. Unpin the template and go ahead and cut the piece out with a pair of scissors. Do this carefully and with a steady hand, as this can make or break our pattern. Step 2. Joining the shoulders. Just a recap. We have cut 2 pieces so far, the front and the back. Now open the front piece and lay it on the table right side up. And then place the back piece over it. It should be right side facing the right side. Now let's pin it in place. Match the shoulders till the sleeve. Use some beaded pins to secure the 2 pieces in place. Pin both the left and the right shoulders and sleeves. Take the pinned fabric to your Usha Janome Allure DLX sewing machine and place the edge of the pinned side to the presser foot. Set the stitch selector dial to A and stitch pattern to 2.5. Begin sewing. After initial few stitches, do a reverse stitch to secure them in place and then continue stitching till you reach the neckline. Remove the pins as you go. When you reach the end, once again do a couple of reverse stitches. The technique of reverse stitching at the start and the end must be repeated every time you do straight stitches. Now cut the thread and replicate the same process on the other shoulder. After you are done, to fix the frayed edges and give the fabric a neater finish, we will do zigzag stitches over both the shoulders. For that, set the pattern selector dial to C and stitch length to 1.5. And begin sewing. Note that reverse stitches are not required while doing zigzag stitches. Repeat the zigzag stitches for the other side as well. Our shoulders are now stitched. Step 3. Creating a bias strip and finishing the neckline. The next step involves working on the neckline. Keep the main fabric aside and bring out your white cotton fabric for the neck facing. Fold it at a 45-degree angle like shown in the video. We'll be cutting a long strip of 1/3/4 inches. To start off with, cut the fold like shown in the video and keep the rest of the cloth aside. Take a measuring tape and mark 1/3/4 inches on the cloth. Do this across the whole length of it. Now join all the points together with the help of a ruler. Cut along the marked line and your bias strip for the neck facing is ready. As you can see, the bias strip will be folded into half and then stitched on the neckline. Take the fabric to your Usha Janome Allure DLX machine and reset the pattern selector dial to A, which is for straight stitches, and stitch length to 2.5. Fold the strip and place it against the right side of the cloth on the neckline as shown. Begin sewing and leave some extra strip at the start. Start from the shoulder line and go all the way across, and just before you reach the shoulder line, where you started, pause. Pay a little extra attention. From the extra strip left at the start, leave ½ inch and cut the rest. Fold the strip like shown in the video and then overlap the other strip and sew over it. Do some reverse stitches at the end. Cut off the extra bias strip. Now we have to give notches on the neckline. This will flatten the curve and ensure that the fabric sits correctly when worn. While giving notches, ensure that you are cutting just above the stitches and not on the stitches. After you are done, fold in the seam allowance and do a round of top stitches like shown in the video. Place the fabric under the presser foot and do a slow and steady stop stitch to ensure a neat finish. Post this, cut off any excess thread. Next, fold the bias facing to the reverse side and stitch along the inner fold of the facing. Align it to the edge of the presser foot and sew across the neckline. Cut the extra threads and we are done with this section. Step 3. Finish the side seams and hemming the sleeves and the bottom. Post the neckline, we will work on the side seams. Match the sleeves together and pin the sides in place with some beaded pins. Repeat the same process on the other side. After stitching the side seams, we will be working on the hemline at the bottom as well as on the sleeves. Let's start stitching the side seam from the underarm. Align the sleeve with the edge of the presser foot and begin sewing. Take the pins off as you go. When you reach the curve, slow down and be careful. When you reach the end, do a couple of reverse stitches and move on to the other side. Repeat the same process. After you are done, we will do a round of zigzag stitches on the side seams to avoid fraying of the edges. Like before, set the pattern selector dial to C and stitch length to 1.5 and begin sewing. The process may seem repetitive, but it's an important step. Make sure you don't miss it. Do zigzag stitches on both the sides and then proceed to create small notches on both the underarms. Post this. For hemming the sleeves, fold the sleeves in by half an inch. Crease it and then fold half an inch again. Then remove the accessory box of the machine for ease of sewing circular seams. Align the edge of the sleeve with the presser foot. Don't forget to reset the pattern selector dial to A for straight stitches and stitch length to 2.5. Proceed sewing and go across the sleeve. Cut off the excess thread and repeat the same process on the other sleeve as well. After our sleeves, we'll work on the bottom hemline. Reattach the accessory box. Like the sleeves, fold the bottom in by half an inch, crease it and fold it in once more by half an inch and sew over it. Keep folding as you sew and go all the way across. cut all the extra threads, and we are done. To recap, we've stitched the side seams, the bottom hemline and the sleeves hemline. Our tunic top is now ready. You can wear it for numerous occasions, from movie dates to picnics and even casual day outs. Let us know what you think.